What's up? What's up? We're gonna do a January recap. January recap shows um, my results on the month. Okay, so first of all, let's look at um, let's look at monthly returns. Starting with $30,815, we get down to $25,384, a loss of $5,400. We only had 7 live trading days, and then that accounts for 72 trades. So a little bit higher trade count per day. However, there's just only 7 days as a sample, and then these are my results. So let's dive into them. We see that each day is relatively low volatility, increasing, and then a loss, not that bad, another loss, not horrible, and then we see that one big dagger that last day just fall off a cliff where I lost 11,000. Um, right now, I mean, it says down 9,000, but it's not including any commissions or fees, um, which will bring it up. But anyways, it's about 3,000 in commissions this month. Um, it's not about. It's pretty much exactly 3,000 because I didn't include the cents. I just included the dollar, so it's close enough. $3,002 of commissions, which puts it at negative $5,000, which makes sense based on my spreadsheet, based on my accounting. Um, we got negative $5,000, negative 5,400 in a month. Um, and we're just gonna look at what happened. We're not even we're just doing an accounting of just this month and what we can see for next month. This month, like I said, there's only been 8 trading days. Excuse me, I don't know why. 8 trading days. I don't know why I didn't include that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we not including 125? No, 125 I believe was simulated. 125 was live. Alright, never mind. I stand corrected. So essentially, instead of 72 trades, it's actually 80 trades with another day. 80 trades for 8 days. That's 10 trades a day. That's not bad. Anyways, that's what happened. And a few changes this month, actually. So we learned a lot this month. We learned that we have a daily loss limit, and we don't actually take the daily loss limit. We can't seem to be strong enough, be disciplined enough mentally to be able to take a loss of that size. So the daily loss limit has to be smaller for me to be able to take it, be able to actually stop trading on the day. Call me weak. I don't give a shit. Like, it's just not going to happen. I know myself. It's like looking at yourself in third person. It kind of really is. Um, I know that I'm not going to be taking, bro. I'm not going to be wanting to see like a large loss, let's say $5,000 or what it is. What it was is about 37.50. I don't want to see a loss of 37.50 on a day. So I just look at that and I think I can make it back. I think I can I'm stand up to the task instead of okay, you won, or like and let it go. Like we have to understand that people and traders, we traders, at least I am, I'm competitive, bro. We can't not be ourselves. And that's how I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to trade, and we're going to try to be ourselves here. And my point is, you need a daily loss limit. I need a daily loss limit because the most times that I've ever broken my account is because it was in one day. I look through my history. I know it. Looking at my history, I mean, I had an account worth a lot, and in 1 month, it's gone. And that's probably in a few days of that month. 1 day of that month for that, actually. 1 day. 1 day. Most of it's gone. Same thing. I mean, in the $15,000 account I had, it took me 3 months for it to be over. No, 1, 2, 3. 3 months. That's what happened. Currently, we're at month 3. And we almost lost the entire account again. Guess what happened? We hit daily loss limit of negative $4,000 or whatever. And I said, no, I'm going to keep trading. And we went down negative $26,000. And then it came back to negative 11,000. That's never gonna fucking happen again. No, I'm not saying never avoiding daily loss limit. I'm saying you're never gonna make it back again, ever again. Like, that is ridiculous. You doubled the account in a couple hours, from 12,000 negative 26,000 lands me in $12,000 left in the account, and I doubled it to 25,000 in a span of a couple hours. So that's not gonna fucking happen again. You're gonna lose it all again. So the idea is, let's just not get to this such an acute position. All right, let's just not put ourselves in such a pinch. Can we please? Can you please not do this? And I'm understanding the reason why behind a daily loss limit instead of just having a daily loss limit. I'm understanding why we need a daily loss limit, because most of the times in my system, I have good days, decent days, and then one gigantic loss day that makes up for all of these gains. All of them. Boom, it crushes all of them, and then some. Even more. I would have lost everything. So I know myself that I get carried away, and that's just who I am. I've accepted it. I don't give a fuck anymore. That's who I am. So it's not gonna fucking change. I've tried to change that shit all the time. It doesn't fucking change. I'm telling you right now. It just doesn't change. I can't change. So how I can change is having a daily loss limit and adhering to it. And the only way to adhere to it is just like a stop loss. You're finding yourself hard to stop out, you're risking too much. It's hard to stop out for you. You want to move your stop, you want to drag it away, you want to delete it, whatever, and just let it chill, let it come back for you. You're risking too much. You're not accepting that loss. And in the same way, the day should be. So the daily loss limit was too large for me to take. It was too large for me to swallow. And this is what I want. I'm on a super small daily loss limit where it becomes normal to just take a daily loss limit. Take 1 or 2 out of 5 days, to 40% of the time, I just hit daily loss limits of negative 1,000 or negative $800 or whatever. In my case, it'll be 1,800. It's going to be large, but I think it's going to be good. I cut it even more than half. I could do 1,000, whatever, but I'm doing 1,800. That's what I've decided for this next month in February. I can change it. Not during the day, but I can change it. But if you have a smaller daily loss limit, it's easier to take, I would imagine. I mean, what else can I do in this situation? I make these rules that work, that are great. They're great rules. I need a daily loss limit. Okay, let's just put a daily loss limit in. Yeah, it's that simple. No, it isn't. Because I'm not going to listen to my fucking self. And I'm not going to listen to these rules. I'm a gunslinger. And it's easier to listen to these rules if it's such a small loss. It's like, fuck it, fine. My desire to listen to the rule and book it in my system and categorize my trades is higher than the um the despising of the loss. So if the loss has a high despising rate, which is $5,000 in a day, I mean, I despise that. That is just too much. That's just it's despicable. The adherence goes down because that's just so bad. It's just too much of a loss. So that's why I'm putting it to 1800, and we now are fully conscious of, holy shit, we have a daily loss limit, because I've seen some negative numbers before, and fucking negative 1800 is not bad, my friend. It's not bad, and I'm happy. And we have to also understand and put it into a picture book format of defense. It's offense and defense. Whatever sport you want to bring it to, you create your own analogies. I'm just saying there's offense and there's defense. And defense, this is it. Daily loss limit. This is my defense against losing. It's my defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. That's quoted from St. Michael the Archangel prayer. I mean, I don't feel the emotions in these days, normal days. I don't feel such strong emotions. I'm trading my process. It's actually working all right. Yeah, it's a bumpy road, but the wheels are moving. It's actually going all right. But then this day, this down day, the emotions encapsulated in that bottle is worth like all of these days times 3, times 4, times 5, maybe. All of these 6 days in a row. This one large day of losing is just it's just too much, and it does turn evil, and it is evil. In my opinion, it is evil. I lose control of myself. It's obviously it's not good. Look, obviously it's not good. Why don't I just quit? No, I'm not gonna fucking quit. Quitting is not an option. It's just not an option, and it's never has been, and it never will be. This is what I'm doing, and I'm going to get there. And that's my point. Let's be flexible enough to figure out how to do this. Okay, well, I know that my stubborn ass is not going to stop trading, so the only thing I can do is try to make it easier to follow these rules. So I'm changing the rules. I'm not making the rule bigger risk. I'm making the rule a smaller risk. I'm changing the rules to try to get me to adhere to them. And I think that's the only thing I can do right now. So we'll see the February results. Hopefully I get more trading days in than 7, that's for sure. I want a good 10 trading day sample size here. And then none of the times we break these rules. Speaking of that, January recap. Let's take a look at my trading commandments. We have a few flags here. We have no double, triple position size after a loss of more than 5 apples. There's been 3 out of the 7 days that I did that. 1, 2, 3. The 25th, 26th, and the 2nd. I broke that rule. Time limit. I traded past the time limit on January 26th, the day that I was fucking crazy. That I broke that rule on that day. Same thing on daily loss limit on that day. So we see that there's some flags here, certainly. And we don't want any of these flags, man. But these are my rules, and I have to mark down dates on each and every time I break these rules, so I can just account for it. So to this month, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flag days out of. Oh, sorry, that's in one distinct day. So 1, 2, 3, 3 out of 8 trading days I broke rules, and that's not good either, obviously. So you gotta understand that for sure. 3 out of the 8 days I broke rules. So we don't want to break rules. No, we don't. More technically, so that's kind of the big picture. That's the most important piece of the puzzle of January. That's the most important takeaway, is that daily loss limit, trying to adhere to it. Is there a way to adhere to it? The answer is I don't know. And we're going to lower that daily loss limit to be more bite size, and to be able to easily take it, and stop trading on the day. It's much more easy with it such a small amount. More on that is I am extending my target. It's not going to be a 1-to-1 risk reward relationship based on the day, not on the trade, based on the day. It's not going to be I'm risking, $1,800. My daily gain limit is $1,800. As you can see, I have a daily gain limit in my rules right here. Not everybody has that, but I'm going to have that. That's just what I'm going to test out, just see how it goes. But daily gain limit is going to be 50 apples, which is a lot more than $1,800. It's $7,500. So my risk is $1,800 on the day. My max gain is $7,500. Obviously, that would be a hell of a touchdown, but I don't know if that's gonna. Don't know how often or if ever that'll happen. But that's my daily gain limit. We'll see the adherence to that as well. There's just a lot of adherence that we have to track. But I am trying to follow all these rules. I'm trying to get this process going. And honestly, it is rolling. It is rolling. But we're trying to limit the fuck ups, and especially that daily loss limit. If we can stop that, I think that's my Achilles heel, bro. I think that's my Achilles heel. If you can stop the Achilles heel, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So this is my first priority of February is daily loss limit adherence. I want adherence of 100% to this daily loss limit, and that's what I want. And I think I can do it. I think I can do it, especially if it's only $1,800, which is a lot less than what I was dealing with. All right. Another technical aspect of this, I want to review. Oh man, I don't have it in. Whatever. I'll look at this one. I want to show my setups for this month, and I'll show you. I'm pretty sure I used way too many. I'm pretty sure I used way too many ints. Yeah, right there. See, this is my January setup. These are all my trades in January. So you see int, which is intuition trades are the highest. There's about 20% of my trading is intuition. And H setups, which is holding setups, is about 15%. Breakouts, comeback bar preventions, holding zones. X, which is gambling. X is just completely, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not even going to put a description in. That was all from that one trading session day on January 26th. Obviously that's not good. I mean, I'm not looking at good results. Thank God this is month 1 of the year. I'm not looking at good results, bro. I'm telling you right now. The only good thing about it is the longs and shorts are pretty much even. That's literally the only good thing. Anyways. And my risk was all over the place, which I don't have a screen for that yet. I'm going to show my risk on the trades and see how, big circle around that one. I mean, that was huge risk for why, it's usually because I had lost a few times in a row where it's likely I need to gain something back. So I take a high risk, but high win rates trade or something like that. But that hasn't been going as much because I had this rule in place and I've been following it. No double triple position size directly after a loss of more than 5 apples. So if it's a loss of more than 5 apples, which is average trade is 5 apples. If anything more than 5 apples, double trade is like 10 or so. So any loss more than 5, I cannot have another trade on that's more than 5 apples, which is double or triple position size. So obviously that's the most one that I always get caught on, but I am limiting it. Otherwise, every single day would have been like that. So I am limiting it, and that's a good thing. So anyways, this is a big one. I'm actually, for the month of February, I'm taking out Intuition Setup entirely, in its entirety. What this means is I'm not going to be able to take a trade whenever I want, because int, which is called short for intuition, I can trade whenever I want, actually whatever I'm feeling, not even based on the chart if I wanted to. I'm giving myself ultimate freedom. That was my first priority in creating my strategy, is just there's a lot of different setups which are technical, which obviously need candlesticks to do what candlesticks need to do to create the setup. But ints is that freedom, is that complete freedom where if I can't find a setup and I still need to go short, I want to go short, I can just go short and just have a stop loss. I'll just put my stop loss wherever it is and go short or whatever, And I like that freedom, I do, but I don't think I can control it right now because I had taken, if I lose a setup short and it keeps on ripping up, and then I'm just gonna go short. That's the intuition trade, and I get burned on that a few times where I go short, and normally it breaks. Okay, screw it. I think it's definitely going to go short now. I short it with an intuition trade, and just label it intuition, and it gets stopped out. It keeps on ripping up, and I'm like, what the heck? Now I'm going to do it again. I do it again. So same symbol, same direction, which is a big one for me, which is a problem, which not all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't trade again on the same symbol, same direction, but it's kind of like on the same wavelength within like 5 minutes apart. Maybe if it's like 10, 15 minutes apart, then you can trade it, I guess. But I'm not gonna. I don't have a rule of that yet. I think as long as I stay in my setups, I'm pretty well protected from that. So I'm omitting intuition trades, this category entirely for the month of February, and we're just going to see how that goes. I think it'll be better, to be honest, because intuitions has never been a good setup for me. Anyways, let's see the trading results of my actual trades. I'll just go to January. There you go. I need to bring it to 26. Okay, and then we're going to go live only. And then we're going to see the win rates here. Win rates overall, all the setups across the board, whatever. For 1-to-1s, it would be 43% win rate, which is a negative 7% edge. 2-to-1s, negative 5% edge. 3-to-1s, negative 5% edge. 4-to-1s, negative 8% edge. 5-to-1s, negative 6% edge. So we were, regardless of where we took our profits, if you let the charts kind of do their thing, we would have been negative. All of them are negative. Negative edge. That means, yeah, we'd be losing. We'd definitely be losing. This just means, like, if it's a 2-to-1, if the trades all went for a 2-to-1, you'd only win 28% of the time for 2-to-1. But you need 33% to be break even. And that's why you get an edge of negative 5%. And that's not good. If you look at RR furthest, the average RR that I go for is 1.7. The average furthest it goes for is a 1.4, which is not good. I mean, not good at all. Average furthest on wins is 3.4. Average risk reward on wins is about 1. If it wins, it can go 3-1 on average, but obviously the 3-1, if we put all our targets at 3-1, it's a 20% win rate, and we need a 25% win rate to be break even. It's still negative 5% edge, so that doesn't really matter. It doesn't, because there's so many losers. They just go 0 or, or less than 3. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's my January recap. Nothing really more to say about it. Just I'm really trying to I'm really trying to have this process and have a daily loss limit that I abide by in a peaceful and good way. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem. I really do want to make it normal to take a daily loss limit instead of unnormal. It shouldn't be some outlier, crazy, bad day. Oh, then I hit a daily loss limit. It actually should be normal. It should be my normal defense reflection. It's like a reflex, And that's how I'm playing badminton, or whatever fuck, ping pong. It's just one of those times. It's just reflex, and that's my daily loss limit. I just need that reflex. And we're playing back and forth every single day. That's what a life of a day trader is. You play back and forth every day, and eventually you win. When no one said it was easy. Nobody said it wasn't going to have some lost days. Nobody said about that. And it just so happens that I'll have perhaps like a lot. I don't know yet. But if I have a small daily loss limit, I'm going to have a lot of daily loss limit days where I just stop trading, and that's my defense. But there's going to be some gainers. It's going to give me an opportunity to trade more days, and with those days, we can capture some serious good days. So we'll see about it. Yep. One more thing that I wanted to implement, then this video's done, but I have targets of 1-1 to all the way 10-1, and actually I'm implementing a target that's called a trailing stop. Trailing stop is, when the market goes up, when you're long and the market goes up, your stop loss gets dragged up with it. Now, my trailing stop is 33% of the furthest. We know furthest. Furthest is something that I track all the time. Furthest means how far this thing goes. So in terms of risk, it went 3-1. That means your risk box is here, my entry, my stop loss. It goes 3-1, 1, 2, 3. Now it goes up to a 3-1. That's furthest. Now I'll take my stop loss goes 33% of the furthest after a 3-1 is hit. Okay, so if it hits a 3-1, my stop loss is at 1-1 because that's 33%. It's at 1-1, so I locked in 1-1 profits. But if it continues up to 9-1, my risk is now moved, boom, boom, to 3-1 in terms of 1R at a time. It'll move in decimals, that's fine. But now it'll be a 3-1. Now I'm locked in 3-1, but it's at 9-1 way up there. But if it allows me to catch some serious runners, and I do intend to use this with targets. I'll use this trail stop with a target maybe up there. It's nearing the end of day. I'm not holding positions overnight because I have margin, day trading margin at smaller rates, so I can't hold a position overnight, not a big one. So I don't want to partial fill shit. So it goes to whatever 8-1 or 9-1, whatever, and now it's hanging out at 7-1, but my stop is at 3-1. It's nearing the end of day. It's 2 p.m. It's like, I don't think it's going to push again. I'm just going to close the position. Boom. We just captured in a 7-1. I don't necessarily need to hit stop loss all the time. So definitely I'll do that. And I'll mark down when I exited the position. I'll mark down how much, mark that down. Which target it went to. And then that's it. That's the only thing. Those are my few changes of this month. We're trying to tweak this. We're steering right away, right off bat of this January month. We are changing a lot of the process. Changing a lot. But overall, man, I do think that it should be all right. I do. I think it'll be okay. We just needed some more trading days in the books, and we'll see the results come in. And no intuition trades. I mean, that's a big one. I'm going to be way more apt to look at the actual setups that I have. And I do want to take intuition trades, but I'm abusing them right now. You know, I'm taking them when I don't actually gut feel like want to take the trade. I just want, you know, I think maybe when I'm a little bit more mature of a trader, I can implement intuition trades and start tracking them legitimately and see if my intuition's correct. And then I think that's totally legal that you can put in a trading strategy. Yeah, but overall, February, I'm hoping we can make it work. All right, peace.